a lot going on in here.
It's a busy place. Definitely busy.
Yeah, there's a lot going in here for sure. We good to go? So we're back here with the Justin Rinas. It's been a year and 1 week since we last spoke with him. And at that point in time, he was just getting ready to open up the very business that we are sitting in. Yeah, we're sitting in here today.
We talked about it.
Yeah, I think we did talk about into the what you were going into the future, and it's awesome to be sitting here.
Yeah, we couldn't exactly talk about it fully yet at the podcast, right? You hadn't told your previous employer.
That was about a year ago.
Yeah, it was last week, a year ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The beginning of Corona.
Were we talking about Alaska too?
Yeah, we were talking about how you were getting ready for Alaska too. So
yeah, Alaska.
Bring that a little closer to you.
Yeah, you can check it out.
There you go.
Boom.
Now
So
we can hear you.
let's talk about Alaska first. Since this place isn't going anywhere and Alaska's already happened.
Yeah.
So I watched your documentary, mini documentary. I'm sure there's more footage or whatever.
Ton of it.
It was intense. That was you. So you went out to Alaska by yourself. For those who didn't listen to the last episode, you were getting ready for that hunt last time we talked. You went out to Alaska. You had an experience. You were hunting caribou.
Yeah, caribou.
And what most people, I think, don't realize is you were in the middle of nowhere by yourself.
Yeah.
Like nobody, I don't think there's anybody I personally know that can say they've been in that type of environment that far away from any other human beings.
Yeah, that when that grizzly came up to me and then he ran away, that was the moment of like, if something happens to me out here, I'm going to be in trouble.
Yeah, so
You know?
right in the beginning, not in the beginning of your little clip for your documentary, you showed that bear coming in on you. How close did he get?
30 yards.
That's close.
I had a bear spray, and I had my bow, and I dropped the bear spray, and I had my bow ready, and there was a tree about 20. I told myself, if he gets past that tree, I'm shooting. And he was big, and he stood up above all the trees.
Was he a grizzly?
Oh, he was a grizzly.
I've been 100 yards from a grizzly with a gun, a shotgun, and I was still scared.
Yeah, they move fast, and what I didn't realize is that those animals don't even know who we are. So when we're out there,
Oh, it's very possible he's never seen a human before.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I had all my food packed in a pack and water I had to go find, and that was a fun 7 days. I'll probably never do it again, but it was crazy.
Yeah, would you say, could you call that like a positive experience? Or is that more of something you don't really label?
Yeah, I try not to think about it sometimes, but
man,
it's like there's times where I'm like, oh, this is a sick place, and then there's other times where I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that again.
Why? Just because of how alone you were?
Yeah, and it was just intense. I mean, like mentally, I was never close. Like I thought I was strong enough, and spending 19, 20 hours by yourself and sleeping 2-3 hours and in cold, and I had to go get water every day, which sucked.
You showed a little bit about that in your
in
video,
my movie,
how you took the
filter, but when I got out there, the guy's like, hey, here's a liter of water because you're not close to water and you got to find it. That was scary.
Because that's where he could fly. Because you got dropped off on a plane.
Yeah. It was a little
bush plane.
Yeah, Super Cub. And they could only land there. And the closest river was 5 miles, and you ain't getting there. So the only way we flew around a couple times is just find water above.
And you kind of pointed out to you
Yeah. He's like, yeah. So I probably set up camp here, and then there's water, and then I found it within probably a mile, and then every day was different because of the way the caribou moved.
Did you experience that it was so desolate and quiet? It was actually very loud.
Yeah, in my head.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, the tent was wild because I had to keep everything in there, and it rained and it was cold. So part of the film, I showed my living accommodations, and it was my tent, it was my sleeping bag. I had a little room for food, a little room for bow, and it got cold and it sucked.
When you showed how you were not sleeping very much. Was it the first night that you kind of started feeling that fatigue from not sleeping, or did it compound even worse and worse on like ongoing?
Well, no, what really compounded is when the pilot texted me, because you only get satellite phone. You can't talk to anybody out there.
Right.
So I was texting him, and I shot on day 2, and I looked for him day 4, day 5. I was like, okay, I'm ready to get picked up. And he's like, all right, I'll be there at 4 o'clock. So I took everything down, like, ready to go. And he texted me, hey, can't make it out today. And I had to stay again. That was...
So you had to unpack.
You
had to unpack and
mentally prepared to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And you were like, nah, actually, you got to stay
again. And it actually happened twice because he couldn't schedule for weather and all that BS. And then I got out at day 7, and I got emotional walking to the plane. Thinking about it now, it was like to watch him fly over me and hear the sound of a plane. That was like, okay, I can go back.
I remember talking to you at the airport when you first finished, right? Because I had called or texted and been like, what's going on?
We were like, yo, we got to check in with Justin.
And I remember talking to you or text or whatever it was, and you were, I've never seen you that vulnerable as like a human.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, like
it was tough.
That's crazy.
You kind of like, if you think about it, you kind of voluntarily subjected yourself to what most people in that scenario find themselves in.
Yeah.
Like a plane crash, or, you're in the military and you're like by yourself and things go a little weird and you're out in the wilderness by yourself. Or not a lot of people have the balls to go and plan a trip around like, I want to see if I can do this.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand what it is that you did and how crazy it is what you did.
Yeah, the guy doesn't take any solo hunters. So to do it yourself hunt, so there's no guides, there's no nothing, but then I went solo. You usually take a buddy with you.
Yeah.
So you buddy up and, you can hang out together and do that. Well, I went solo.
How'd you convince him to do that?
He said, I remember I was in Iowa hunting something, or hunting whitetail, and I call him up, and I'm like, hey, I want to think about doing this hunt. And he's like, okay, well, who are you going to bring? And I'm like, I don't have anybody to bring, but I'd like to do it myself. And then he's like, well, what other hunts you went on? So then I told him, I went Colorado, Wyoming, all that stuff by myself. And then he's like, okay, well, how about your survival skill? And I didn't have any survival skill. I'm like, I'm a city boy. But I convinced him that I could, somehow figure it out. And, I got New Brunswick for moose coming up, and then I got probably go back to Alaska.
Do you think you would do that again, but with somebody?
Yeah, for sure. No, I wouldn't do it
like a film crew?
No, I wouldn't do a film crew, but it'd be more like a buddy that I can kind of go back and forth because of how it's
negative.
It's bad. I mean, not talk. I'm a talker. I see people every day.
Yeah.
And to not be on social media, not be on, no connection with anybody. Like my dad, I would text him, but he wouldn't text me back. I would text 2 people, the pilot and my dad, and it's just weird when you're out there by yourself and you're like, all right, well, I'm hungry. I gotta go cook food and, dehydrated food, and then you gotta go with water. And then I was there to hunt, and, it was scary, man. It was.
Yeah, we should probably. We'll probably put a link of your video.
Yeah, for sure. I got the
in the description or whatever. You can click on it. Yeah.
I mean, it's just different.
So you can see it.
Yeah, we definitely want to post the teaser.
It's one of those things is like, I think people don't challenge themselves enough. They get like what I did in this business. I kind of push myself to something that no one's done before. So, challenging yourself, challenge anybody to do anything you want to do. It's, it's just different. Everyone has their things and stuff. For me, I just want to challenge and see how hard I want to go. That was a little bit,
Do you think that
a little too hard?
It was tough.
Do you think that Alaska experience kind of set you up for how hard you had to go here?
Yeah, I think those experiences in my life where, I don't eat, I can't pay rent, like that stuff. Alaska, pushing yourself, gets you into a business mindset of, there's I'm 24/7 here. I'm open 164 days. And the only reason why I know this is because I'm here every day.
You close for Halloween?
Yeah, no.
We are sitting in something that I don't think is replicated anywhere in the country, if not the world. I think
I don't know enough about what's going on here, but I know it's special.
You got kids over here playing ping pong.
Yeah.
You got another kid over here working on his game with a girl.
Yeah.
You got my man making these left-to-righters, just drinking, draining them.
Look at him.
Look at him. Here it goes.
Make it.
Boom, right.
Oh.
Short right.
And
then you have driving simulators there, and you've had a lot of people ask you, or a lot of people say, I've been looking to doing this, or I had this idea, and they almost want to take the idea and the hard work you put into it, and be like, oh, that's not that hard. I've been thinking about doing that, but then they ask you a bunch of questions.
Well, like what's real quick on that though? That's why I don't. A lot of times people will be like, well, why do you tell everybody these ideas, or why do you share this with people? It's because nobody else is going to do it. No, very few people, even if you have the same idea as me, you're not going to do the work. So you can be the most idealistic person in the world, but if you lack execution, you're not going to do anything. And when we sat down a year ago, I know very little about this world, and the way you were explaining it to me is exactly how it is sitting in it right now. Like your vision for this space in this empty warehouse room, like just your ability to verbally communicate the idea to me relays back to me how passionate you were then on your vision.
Yeah.
And how clear it came out. There's not anything in here that you didn't tell me was going to be in here, and the way it looks is exactly how you verbally described it to me. And that's, to me, that's awesome when you can hear an idea and then you can also see it executed. And then something new like this.
Yeah, I think a lot of, like for me, you know, when I first had the stages, so back in February, we raised the cash. I didn't go to the bank.
February 2020.
Yeah, 2020. And I gave no equity away in this one. So, you know, my partners believe in me and what we want to do. This is kind of like test pilot to, you know, going more and bigger. And we found our next building down, you know, closer to Philly. And, you know, I'm here to help Golf World. I'm trying to showcase what someone can do in the golf realm and give someone something pretty cool during even a pandemic, where you have outlets. And, you know, Johnny touched base with what my kids have, and my doctors and my people that, you know, 1 o'clock in the morning, they can't sleep, they hit balls. Kids are staying.
So this is open 24/7?
24/7.
365.
365.
I think what's really cool is I saw you on your Instagram story the other day, you picked up some kids from school.
Yeah.
And you brought them here, so instead of that kid going home and because
you kidnapped some kids.
Yeah. Kidnapped some kids.
These kids knowingly boarded your vehicle.
Yes, exactly.
But you bring them here, and I'm sure, you know, you give them a positive structure to
they
grow and learn, and
are these
kind of cool.
Golf teams or
no? So they're just they're juniors that want to work on their golf game. I don't babysit any of my kids. I only have 25 junior memberships, so it's basically I limit that style because we get so much attention. As you can see, they're playing pong right now. We're playing cornhole. One guy's hitting driver right now. I'm watching his swing, and you know, these kids need so much attention in their lives because of respect. And I don't care where you're from. I let everyone come in. It's their house.
So you, based upon your ability to give the youth attention, 25 kids is like the maximum you can.
Yeah, as much as I want, because then they take away from my corporate, my business guys and families and all that stuff.
What are these? So we have 4 or 5 kids going around here. What are these kids looking to do in the next 5 to 10 years?
So a lot of them are playing high school. A couple are playing college. I got 8 Division I players in here.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. They use the place as a practice facility. I'm here just to kind of help them maintain their coaching.
So you do provide analysis.
Yeah,
so
I mean, like obviously
you're
you can
helping
see
this
numbers.
guy out. Just standing.
I can look at him right now and look at what his dispersions, and he's got 22 balls probably on that screen. We look at start line, where the ball's curving. I can see where his spin number is, his club face, all that stuff.
So you have the ability. We're sitting here on a podcast, and you could yell out some feedback to my man over here.
Oh, easily, yeah. He's losing 25 yards.
He's too steep.
Yeah. That's you, Johnny boy.
That is me.
And Spinny.
I want the audience listening to understand how good of a golfer Justin Rinas is.
We have to first understand how good of a golfer John is.
Yeah,
I was a pretty good former golfer.
Yeah.
And I would say Justin is one of the better players I've played with. Him and I tried to go out and try to play some competitive stuff, and maybe those alone times in Alaska got in the way, but whatever it is.
Time.
But he's taken his huge ability of what he's done, and he can walk up to any person in any swing. He doesn't necessarily care who they are and help them with their game.
Yeah, and just give them an understanding of what they do.
But here he's doing it. If you're a member here swinging, he walks up and down and he gives people basically free something that, a country club trying to make money or another pro trying to make money would charge $100 an hour for the same tip. He's going to give them 5 minutes. Because let's be honest, the typical 1 hour lesson from a pro, how much teaching can you actually do in that hour? Yeah, right. Maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and the rest time you're just burning clocks so you can get money.
Well, this is kind of an environment that you can. It's the sum of the people you spend the most time with, or the average of the people you spend the most time with. If you want to be an amazing golfer, I would think that just simply being in a great environment, not necessarily just surrounded by Justin, but having everybody around here that is super passionate about golf would probably be great for, somebody's network. Yeah, if they're trying to have a future in
for
golf.
Sure. A lot of my kids for sure, or even like Reuter over there, he runs an insurance firm, and all these kids are looking to just grow up really and understand, like, hey, like, I don't care if you're a doctor or you're an insurance guy or you run a Fortune 500 company. We have the same likes and abilities, and I have a lot of my kids play with them, so then they can be comfortable with those type of people, and then really just learn that's the culture. Yeah, they're not boneheads in here; they're actually like good kids.
So what is it called? I see it around it. What's squad life? What's that mean?
So you'll see squad in a lot of places right behind us. Basically. One of my partners started Scramble a long time ago, got into it with some guys, squad, and basically anyone that was in that lifestyle culture, that's part of the squad. So anyone in here is in our squad. And, from my standpoint, if you're in the squad, I take care of the squad. So, we're only as strong as our squad. So when our strong's getting deep with members and everyone getting better at golf and kind of branching out what we believe in, and you're either in or you're out, and when you're out, good luck, because what I can give the squad, they have access to me, they have access to here. We're going to go out to Bluebell next month, and we're going to go right out to outside, and it is a 24/7 365 place, and we have the top technology. Reuter's hitting on putt view right now. My putting green alone's 1,500 square feet. We got 40-yard chipping green, places that you can never get anywhere else. You're just part of the squad.
There's been a lot of people recently, because you saw the success early, just like we do in business. When we have a good idea and we run with it, we know it's going to be successful because we're going to make it successful. We're gonna push it until it is. Cause
sometimes it's not. You can have a good idea, but if you don't put the energy and the juice behind it,
and if you have that and you just execute on that, you've had a lot of people that were, I guess, naysayers in the beginning. Yeah, like skeptics. even me myself, I can admit, like, did I think people were going to be here and it's going to be this busy? Fuck no. And I don't know if you did.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right? That this place is packed 24/7.
Yeah, we were doing some numbers and projections, and I was like, maybe we can do this. And, we filled out in a couple months, and now we got a wait list, and now summer's going to get full, and then winter's
there's always that little bit of doubt in
there's always doubt, right?
If you don't have any doubt in the back of your mind when you have a good idea or some idea.
But now you got the people that were doubting you hard before. Now they're coming around like, hey, you talked to that Justin? Like, is there a spot open over there?
Yeah.
I don't think so, man. I'm pretty sure they're booked out.
Well, the only way you get in here is you either know me or somebody in here, and it's tough to know because, it's
you almost created a private exclusive. Well, it is a private exclusive membership club.
Yeah.
Without having to have $100,000 to get in.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
You're just letting people in.
Yeah, just if you're a good person, you're in. If not, see, you get the door. And
what's that process like? Just you I know you personally or something? Yeah,
so they vouch for them or I vouch for them, and I know who they are as a person or what they want out of their golf game.
To maintain the etiquette of business.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's just like, I have one rule in here. You say bye to me, or you say hi to me, you say bye to me. That's it. Other than that, do anything you want. Dress code, I got sweatpants and sweatshirts. That's what I wear.
You've broken a lot of rules of what golf courses, and I think a lot of people are somewhat, I don't know, when you upset a lot of people and you get people that are passionate against your rules, you're doing something right. Yeah, you get a lot of people upset about the haters about the dress code, but I think it's one of the biggest things that can become cooler and get golf more interesting is they get rid of this stupid dress code.
Gosh,
you get a lot more people and athletes into the.
I got yelled at last time we played, or 2 times ago when we played
the Union League. They yelled at them.
I had my hat on backwards for half a second so I could do my thing.
You look cooler.
the pro was on the driving range. I've since suspended my membership, so I'll talk some shit. The pro was on the driving range really close to us. He walkie-talkied back to the clubhouse, and they sent someone all the way down from the clubhouse to come and yell at me. And after he got done yelling at me, and I was like, who are you talking to? You want me to continue coming here and paying these memberships, and you're going to talk to me about that? Like, with the get out of your cart. And he's like, oh, well, the guy over the pro told me to come down here. I don't know who he thinks he is. And I'm like, well, you're the one that came over here with this smoke. So
it's one of those things.
I don't get along in those environments real well.
No, I don't get along with a lot of rural environments. That's why I opened my own place. And, the whole thing of 24/7, I used to get in trouble for teaching at 10 o'clock at night or 6 a.m. And it's like, that's normal hours.
Because it was inside building before.
Yeah, I know, right? And then, I'd post something about someone wearing, shorts or a T-shirt. Look at my kids. They got all T-shirts there. They're all members of private clubs.
But this athletic gear needs to hit its way into the golf.
Oh, easy.
Into the golf.
Especially from a practice standpoint, Johnny. When you go work or you go work on your game, it's not like you got to wear pretty perfect clothes.
You're sweating your ass off usually.
Driving range, chipping green, putting green. It's not like we're disrespecting the game, but we're just comfort. And not for nothing. You work, like everyone works from home nowadays. You think they're going to get dressed up to go to work now? Yeah. They're on Zoom calls where you wear anything you want to do. And why would they want to now change to just go golf? Yeah. Talk to all my members. Two things that are positive. Number one, dress code. That's number one positive feedback. I have 110 memberships here. Second is 24/7. So it's one of those things I think a lot of clubs are scared about. I just went full in. So
was there anything from day one to where we're sitting now that you changed drastically?
Everything. I changed it 4 different times. I remember second COVID shutdown in December, pretty depressed. I was really scared. I owe my investors a lot of money every year before we started our next one. And I walked my next building. It was like 22,000 square feet. And I was struggling between the membership structure and how I wanted to go long term. We had so much success early, but I want to keep it going. And I have a lot of really good people in here.
Well, sometimes when you have success early, you don't see where your failures are.
Yeah, and I love seeing flaws. I mean, I live this model every day, and I'm here 6 a.m. to 10 o'clock at night every day, and I just want to see what happens. And when I see people and I talk to people and I go, okay, like that guy right there putting, what do you need to be successful in the summer? What do you need to be successful in the winter? And I give it to him. And then I give it to another person, and then a lady, and a corporate membership, and a business. And then when I walked my big building, I had the design in my head, and I was like, okay, I figured it out. And then I changed everything there. I called every member of mine, and I said, I got the idea. Here's how we're going to keep you through the year. So I have more members in the summer than the winter. Imagine that, indoor private golf club.
That's impactful.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
So would you say your overall goal with this model facility and like this business be to change the golf game?
Yeah. I just want to. Yeah, I just want to do it. Game. Yeah, I honestly, for me, I want to I make waves wherever I go, and I don't be quiet. And I think because I have the squad and I have membership and I have a pretty sick facility, we can do that. But I can't do it by myself. Yeah. I got to have a lot of people supporting me, which they do, which I'm obviously appreciative and blessed. Because, as much as they give to me, I give it as much as I can back with time, their golf game, a place where they can, call home. And, he's been here 3 times today because he just wants to hang out and
Does his wife know that?
No, he's got a girlfriend. But he looks nice in those jeans. Look at this. He does squats.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, my next one's going to be more of a lifetime athletic move in the golf world. So then I'm going to touch a little bit different spots. This is I can package this up and go around the country. I want a couple big ones so I can then make a name. So
do you see this facility or what you're doing here changing the golf game enough that it's no longer played outside?
No. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a second club for everybody. But I think that having technology at their grasp and having a place where they can come anytime they want, it'll change the game. It's going to change the golf clubs because I'm going to put so much pressure on them because that guy's not going to spend any time and money at the club. They're going to come to my place.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, well, why isn't Joey hanging out at Sandy Run anymore or wherever he goes? it's because we have an environment here for them.
He's just going there to play.
Yeah, that's what it is.
What is do you have, like, I've been to lifestyle fitnesses all over the place.
Yeah.
Do you have plans in the next one to have more facilities for food, beverage?
Yeah, more
things like that?
amenities for sure. I just don't have the space here. The next one's easy. It's got a kitchen. We got a locker room, sauna. Got a gym. I got some other things to keep. See, what I'm learning is that these people need a place to then stay longer, for kids, for businesses, for parties, for families.
So you're going to create kind of like this one-stop shop
Exactly.
for golf.
Yep.
So you don't have to stop playing golf.
Yeah, so they can still get the workout in golf, but at an easy place.
It doesn't affect their lifestyle.
Exactly.
So, okay.
Because if you think about it, right? So if a club is only open 9 to 5, you're done.
Yeah, you have to go home. You have to figure out what you're doing at 5.
Take off work to go there, or
so it's disrupting your schedule. This schedule, it actually just whenever you want, come up.
So golf when you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
On demand golf.
Yep.
There's 2 things right there. Boom.
On demand golf.
Yeah. Dude, this place is awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, we do
Just
it
take
every
it,
day.
just
Do you feel like you're at work every day? You feel like you're just fucking loving
No,
it?
honestly, it's funny. I make, like, when I was 16, I'm 33 now. I made more money at 16 than I did now, and I don't know if I've slept a couple hours a night. And it's one of those things. I think loving this and living this makes me realize that I got so much more to do, and I'm excited to do it.
There's a lot to be said about that. I think people that are outside the entrepreneur space hear something like that, and they're like, well, why would you ever do that? I have this cushy salary here. I can go to the beach. I can go to Disney World when it reopens.
Yeah.
And something that we can highlight, John's doing the 75 Hard, which is Andy Frizella's program. And if you know anything about Andy from First Form, him and his business partner each made, I think it was like $64,000 in the first 10 years each. So and that wasn't a year. That was like, that's what they made. He's like, I made $500 and something a month for the first 10 years. Yeah. And now he has, I'm sure it's $1 billion business.
Yeah, I mean,
close. So I think you have to see. Not everybody's going to see your vision, and as you get closer and closer to where you're heading, people see it. But you also have to be willing to sacrifice.
Oh yeah, you got to be. I mean, I'll die for this place. I mean, I got nothing else but this place. And when you say that to people, they're like, "Really? You do that? That's what
they don't.
That's
get
where
that.
we're at, right? I mean, I don't understand family life. I don't understand having a house. I don't understand having a car, Jersey Shore, or have a vacation. I just don't understand that. Just like they don't understand that I'll die for this place.
Yeah.
And I'm cool. I mean, I lived a great life so far, and I mean, I'm going hard and I push hard. And some people go, "Well, you're gonna burn out, dude." I got like 10 more to build. Like then I'll burn out. Yeah. But we got a lot of.
I've been saying you're gonna burn out for years. You still haven't burned out.
I still go, man. It's so sick.
He's got them drugs.
Yeah. So there was this thing that Conor McGregor said. He was making waves, but he hadn't become like the Conor everybody knows him as now. And they were interviewing him after they got done training. I forget who the fight was, but he said that he was basically losing his mind from the fight game because he wanted to dominate at such a level that his kids would have nothing to worry about. And he goes, and then I'll stop. But he goes, well, I'll completely have lost my mind, but I'll be cool with it. And everybody, he's like, yeah, I'd totally be cool. I mean, I can't do his Irish. He's like, yeah, I'm totally going to be cool with it. He's like, Van Gogh lost his mind.
Yeah.
But look at all that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, the dude cut his ear off, Conor. Like, let's chill. And then I think after they filmed that interview, it was like 4 months later, he threw that chair, the hand cart into the Khabib's bus. So they're like, I saw that interview and I was like, oh, dude, that guy's talking some shit. And then I saw him throw that hand cart. I was like, maybe he was being truthful. Maybe he's gone too far.
He's gone too.
I personally can relate to that. I know John can, and I'm sure.
Well, John's got a tough deal because he's got a family and a beautiful wife and a couple kids, couple dogs, and it's got to be hard because on one side you want to go hard. And on the other side, you got to take care of the family,
But that's not the tough part about it. And I'm saying that from not having a family. I think where the pressure also comes in spending so much time with John is as we add to our squad, is worrying about the squad. Like worrying about, Gilmar, Ryan, Brian, do they have what they need? Are they happy? Are we doing everything that we can for them so, we can add more people? And that's where the stress comes, because when you start adding people to your ship, if you mess up and you're the only one there, it's like, all right, you get in a rowboat and you go back to the beach. But if you have people on your ship with you, now you got to worry about, like...
Everyone's got to get in the rowboat.
Yeah, it's like, how do I get everybody back to safety? So the decisions you make, you realize that if it doesn't work out, there's more than just what happens to you.
Yeah. I may have said this on the podcast before, but you're talking about work, life, family. I couldn't have done this. I can't do this without my wife. Like, she literally signed up, and she is committed to what she signed up for, and that's pretty much raising the kids with some input by me. But I do think in the beginning it's very hard for my kids. They definitely say, like, they miss me a lot all the time, and I know, though, one day they're going to look back and say, oh, shit, he taught me a work ethic that they can go be successful. And I saw it the other day when it snowed out and I wasn't home.
Oh,
and
this was crazy.
And I think one of my neighbors said something like, hey, is your dad going to get home to, like, shovel the walk or whatever? And Lauren didn't realize it, but Ethan shoveled the whole walk. And apparently, and I went back and looked at the Ring camera.
8.
He's 8. He was out there for 2 hours, only an hour and a half shoveling the sidewalk without complaining.
And it was like 25 yards.
He could only go 2 inches at a time and lift the snow. But I'm thinking, like, if I taught him that through my hard work and just perseverance, that was probably the proudest. I wasn't even there. That was the proudest moment I've ever had.
That was the proudest I've ever seen John ever on anything.
Yeah.
He came into the office and he goes, look at this shit. And he had the Ring footage from his front door, and it was like, oh my God, what's this? He's like, watch this. And then all of a sudden Ethan comes out.
And I just sped it up.
And he's so it's like, you can tell how long, but it's like he would go a little bit, he would stop.
But I do
stop.
But I do know
stop. And it was 25 yards of a week prior snowed, so it was ice chunks under the snow. So he's chipping away at, like, he was one of the 7 dwarves. And it wasn't just a quick little fluffy snow. Like, he worked for this. Yeah. Cool. And John, when we got done watching it, John called him up and he was like, hey buddy, like,
he's like, hey Dad.
He's like, yeah, I did. I took care of that.
Like,
it was super nonchalant about John. I was like, dude, that was so awesome. But he's like, yeah, Dad.
But I do know when I am home, I have to give them full focus. Yeah. So that the little bit of time I do have, a couple hours a night, maybe like a half an hour in the morning with my daughter, like, I give them full focus. And I've really been working on that. And I think that will pay off, Because if you work a 9-to-5 job, what are they going to learn? They're going to be mad. They're going to get used to working a 9-to-5 job and coming home and, getting your retirement account and all this bullshit that then you're just working for the man. It's like you're not building anything. Yeah. Maybe somebody builds something from 9 to 5.
Man, I don't know how to do that.
I don't know who they do.
I built this in 90 days. I did 24 hours a day for 90 days.
You were in here painting this fucking blue line on this wall. And I remember we met the painter, and I talked to Bobby before we came to the podcast, so shout out Bobby.
Bobby Lockman?
I talked to Bobby.
We got a fucking call from him.
And Bobby said, if you don't tell Justin that he met his painter at my event that painted his whole place, which, by the way, is a lot of paint.
Well, yeah, he sprayed all this. Like, he helped.
He sprayed and backrolled this whole thing, dude.
Yeah, it was
and then you got doing the blue line. But he said if you don't come to this year's Rona Open, he's gonna be very upset.
Yeah, I know.
So we got to figure that out.
I'll come.
We got to figure that out if you can come.
Yeah. Well, was it May?
What's the Rona?
It's Bobby's birthday, but last year we did it at a protest because the golf course was pretty much closed.
Oh yeah.
And we just showed up and had that event. Remember that? It was in May. Like, everyone was all freaked out and shut down, and we just all got together. Bobby's friends just balled out, dude.
I just sent Gilmar. We got a caller. We just got Bobby called in the other day and was talking about. We'll play the call. We don't get too many callers in, but Bobby called into the show. We'll play it at the
end. Oh, he did?
He did, yeah. He's a good supporter. So they're good friends. They're good.
Yeah, that's funny.
Jesus, dude, this place is.
Are there moments when it's a little calmer and you can just chill out?
Yeah, like 8. There's like about an hour a day. If you look at my schedule, that there's only a couple simulators done, and I'm like, oh man, it's nice.
Yeah,
but we'll ramp up till like midnight.
You're gonna get that one guy that catches on to when it's slow, and they're gonna get like very focused Justin.
Oh yeah.
And that guy is gonna become a real good golfer.
It's like 6 a.m. guys come in, we kind of BS and get some.
But they gotta go to work.
Yeah. Then they go to work, and then I go like do some email, social media, and all that stuff. And then my 11 noon comes in. Then we have lunch, and then we'll do some other stuff, whatever it is. And then from 4 till midnight, it's
Go.
game on.
Fun time.
And then I leave and watch the cameras all night long and just make sure the place is all right. Sometimes I can't sleep, so I just watch the cameras, and I'm like, oh. And I watch them because I have a key fob, so I know
You sound like you need a dog.
Yeah, I need a dog. I need a scrambled dog.
Call him Scramble.
Come scramble.
I think we're gonna get him a golden retriever.
Yeah.
I think we are.
We'll help him out with that.
Yeah.
What?
Will you feed him and take care of him?
I don't know. See, I can hardly do that to myself.
I know. That's why I'm asking.
That's the hardest part.
Maybe the dog will help him.
Yeah.
You'll
Live
remember
life.
to feed the dog and be like, oh, I gotta eat
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That's.
And
a
I watch
fact.
him sleep, and I'm like, oh, I sleep on that couch like most days. The best part is Jack. They just left. They love when I fall asleep on the couch because then they razz me on Instagram. So, but it's all good.
What do you think locally this has done to like raise the bar?
I think. Well, I made probably one of the top facilities in the country in Horsham, Pennsylvania. Which, if you look on the golf map, it's 0. There's like nothing around. I mean, there's clubs and stuff, but nothing like big time. So, bring in something at a high level. You look around. This place is gonna go every day, all day.
When's the Golf Channel coming after you? They coming?
Hopefully, but the problem is Golf Channel. Well, they started.
They don't like it.
No,
Dude, shut up, dude. Don't the golf. We got here first, dude. Golf Channel's not coming through.
They started putting hoodies on the Golf Channel, so I might have a shot.
I'm gonna put a guy.
You're on their radar.
Oh yeah,
You've hit their radar.
I hit it. I can't wait for my bigger one. My bigger one's gonna be even better.
What's the gym gonna be like in the other one?
It's just gonna be functional fitness stuff for golfers and ability to get in there and do some work and stretch and do some a lot of band work. I've done some band work. I did a lot of CrossFit, so I'm a heavy lifter. But band work's huge. Understand a rotational vertical movement in the golf swing, let alone in the gym, which is huge. But there's a reason why we all hit a 350 and guys want to hit it far. So you need to get some work done. You need to learn.
You gotta get the love handle out of the way. Can't do it with the love handle in the way.
So will there be like
move.
plans to have fitness trainers there?
Yeah. So I'll have a couple instructors, and my next one's gonna have 12 to 15 sims.
Okay.
So that's a little bit different than 5. So then I have some instructors. We got some staff that basically going to be assistant instructors. Have camps, have stuff. Just anything. Like I think this atmosphere. I talked to a lot of tour coaches, and they like this atmosphere because it's constant, right? Nothing ever changes.
Yeah, you can show up. Any time of day.
Yeah, and like Ruder right there is working on his putting. Like that doesn't move. If you're outside, it'd be very hard to do that drill
because you have wind.
Yeah, well, no, and you're gonna ruin the grass, Johnny.
Right.
So you stand there 5 times, 10 times. I have asphalt underneath here, so it's never gonna move.
Yeah.
I mean, we're sitting on my putting green right now in chairs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a good point. This young lady that's like walking around helping this dude, what's she do?
She makes sure I'm basically bringing her up into the world of coaching and instruction because there's a lot of times like he just made that one, but she needs to know what we need to look at really fast to get them better fast.
Okay.
Instead of what do we do, and then I give them what my eyes see, and then we have video and we have what he's working on with his stroke with those hot chocolate cups, very high tech, Johnny.
I was gonna say it looks like a Columbia breakfast blend.
Exactly. But
so she plays well then.
Yeah, she's a pretty good player. She's gonna get better too. So, but she'll be taking out our members at Bluebell. We have a beautiful partnership with Bluebell Country Club, and I think that partnership is just going to grow more. I think the the visibility of Bluebell, being a part of me and what I do with my members and the golf community. That club is a perfect scenario for our members to go over there and really understand like kind of how life is in the golf world these days. Nothing like the you can call it the Union League or Aronimink or Marion or whatever you want to call it, but those style of clubs, you wear a logo and they think they're so much better than everybody else, and they have an initiation of like $100,000 or whatever it is. And for me, I just want to have inclusion but exclusion, right? Everyone can come in, but only a select few.
As long as you're part of the squad.
What do you think's going to happen first? Because, one, I'm super proud of this place. Like, you did an awesome job. Like, congrats.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Probably don't say that enough. I bust your balls a lot.
Yeah, I like that.
What do you think's going to happen better? Like, first, is one of your players going to go on tour, or are you going to pick up a tour player? What do you think?
I don't know if I want the tour players. I mean, they'll come here and work for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you may not work with them, but would you let them come in with like their instructor and stuff?
Oh yeah. I mean, like our setup is instructor proof.
I understand.
I mean, Tiger's got this in his house, just not that big. Bryson uses putt view a lot. All the guys,
but all the data you get over there, and then the fact that they can track all their putts and keep a log of like what goes in, what doesn't, what happens, and they face the angle of the putter when it hits it.
So I had a player. He's going to go to Bucknell division. Just play golf college, and he's not even my player.
Right.
Goes to Aronimink. He's a member of Aronimink, and he is hitting it sideways there. I mean, it's bad, and it's like 6 o'clock at night, and it's about to get dark, and he's texting me his swings, and he's freaking out because he's going to South Carolina for a big event, like big national event. And I'm like, why don't you just talk to your coach? Like, I'm not trying to get in there. And he's like, well, he's not answering my text messages. I was like, okay, that's whatever.
That's not the first time that's happened.
Yeah, it happens all the time. So I always am available for my players and the squad. So he's a member here, and I want him to play well. So 11 o'clock at night, he's on here hitting numbers, fixed his golf swing, and played better.
There you go.
And he's feeling confident going down. I think that's the route that a lot of people don't understand. It's not the driving range aspect. It's how we fix things fast.
It's because you analyze them, so you know what to fix.
And you have data. You also have a lot of data, too.
Yeah, well, the data is huge, and then they learn what they need to do, so then they fix it themselves. So then it's not really my deal. I just give them a roadmap, and then they have confidence. And, we literally can go to any hole in the country and play a golf hole in here, which is cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
on the digital screens, you can virtually go to any course.
Yeah, we'll play at Aronimink right now. I mean, you can go to 3. I mean, number 2 is perfect because
don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, right. Number 2 at Aronimink's middle right pin, and a lot of people that draw a golf ball have a tough time with that pin. So I take them right to that hole, give them a number, and then we watch their dispersion in that setting.
That's pretty cool.
Then I can add wind. I can add elements that whatever you're having trouble with, and for a guy like that guy right there, he was 3, birdied the last 3 out of 4 to win a match, and it was all his putting. So he's here working through here, and you can see him. He's just not missing because of what we're training, right? And I don't charge him, a couple $100 an hour. It's just part of the deal. Like, I go there, I set him up, have him do it, let him go, and boom.
That's awesome.
So
how does it work with, and this might just be a nerdy question, if a course changes in real life, does it update in this computer?
No, it's a little bit GPS marked. We're getting Commonwealth and then Bluebell too. They did both of their courses. It was funny. I had a lady.
So they go out there with kind of like the Google Maps car and do all the holes.
Yeah. And they have pictures of the clubhouses and stuff. I had a lady come over from a top club we have here. She's like, we just took that tree out on 4, and I'm like, oh my gosh, are we really doing that right now? Anymore. Oh my gosh! So
tree fell over the weekend.
Yeah, I just had that. I had that conversation with her, and I was like, wow, that guy right there that's just coming in tonight. He's going to Innisbrook playing the Barstool Classic. We just got Innisbrook on the sim, and now he's going to go play it tonight. And we played it today, actually 9 holes, me and Reuter. And it's cool. I have matches with all these guys, and it's tough to beat me in here just because I play a little bit.
It's tough to beat you out on the course.
Yeah. But we have a good time match. I mean, we can play 9 holes in a half hour, which is awesome. Well, and for me, it's great.
I think that in itself is the most game-changing thing. Is you can take a real life simulation as close as you can get to real life and play a match when you only have an hour, or half an hour, and tournaments take a whole lot less time. You run competitions here.
Yep. It's just nice. It's nice.
It's just cool as hell, dude.
So going into that, what are you doing for the community here? Are you running,
so we have a
mock events?
Yeah, so we have ladies' night on Tuesday coming up.
Ladies' nights on Tuesdays.
Yeah, we have. It's sick. I started a junior night. It got so big so fast that we actually took it. We took it away from all the other members. So the other members wanted a lot of time. And if you look at my schedule, I don't have any time for those. So I need more simulators so I can have bigger groups. I turned down probably about a dozen parties already because it's a member place. And, you know, if you're not a member, I'm not going to give you time away from my members.
So somebody that's not a member here couldn't reserve a place or rent this place out?
Oh, yeah, he can, just in the summer.
Okay.
In the winter, it's tough just because it takes my members got first spot. But, you know, I have ladies' night on next Tuesday. They come in, I cater it. We have 20 women. You know, we play 9 holes. We putt, chip, get a little instruction, have fun. Then, you know, we have tournaments. You know, we had a 30-man 2-team or 30-player, 2-person team come in. That was sick. That was 11 hours of just straight golf, and we were running them through scramble, best ball, alternate shot. And, you know, that's pretty wild to do in a day that you can't go outside. You know?
What are you doing for your, as this place grows, your bandwidth? I know that you're a photographer, you do the video and editing for your documentaries and things like that. What are you going to do or be able to do to showcase this place as you grow and, you know, you're not available to do the Instagram and take all the videos?
Yeah, I mean, I always will probably do that just because it's kind of like, as I grow, I still want the brand to be the brand. And if I have someone edit my film for me, they don't have the same, like, I cried at that point. Like, that's a big moment for me. And then I relive that moment. That if someone takes that and edits it for me, they don't have that same, like, understanding of, like, what that moment was. Like, that Grizzly moment, I'll never forget my life. And every time I watch it, I go back into there and, you know.
So you're so close to this place that you don't know that you could trust someone to sell it for you?
Yeah, I don't even know if this place sells itself. It's just the fact of, like, what do I want to show on Instagram? Like, Joey's got his, you know, scramble socks on and SK shorts. Like, I want to show that because that's who we are, not, you know, someone hitting a golf shot, you know, that's cool. Like, I want to do trick shots.
Is he going to break? Is he broken 80 yet?
Yeah.
Is he getting there?
Yeah. Well, he got down to a 7 last year. I want him to do about 2 or 3 this year. His ball swing got better, but he's got a tough time beating me in here because we play tough golf courses.
You play him a lot.
I play him a lot, and I give him 8 shots, but I play good.
That's the scramble.
The scramble
golf.
So
yeah.
Does he have to, like, reserve to play you, or you guys just casually?
No, we casual figured it out. But, like, in the start, we were like, we just play every night, and now it's like.
You're busy doing podcasts.
Yeah, can you come at like 10 o'clock? And it's just it's fun because, you know, now he plays other people and has a good time, and I might get in there for a few holes, and then, you know, that's the one thing that I don't realize is how much a day goes by, and it's every day in here. Yeah. And I have, you know,
that happens to me on like Sunday night.
Yeah.
I'm pumped for Monday. When I wake up, I'm so excited for no reason. I'm just excited that it's Monday and we get to do stuff.
Yeah.
And then around Thursday, I kind of get bummed.
Yeah.
Like tonight, like today, we had a big day. Like tonight, like going in tomorrow, like
you guys did the go-karts, right?
Yeah, we're always super busy, but tomorrow, like, I'll probably struggle at work a little bit, just being like, man, tomorrow's Saturday. Like, John, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Can we keep working? John's like, dude, it's 4 o'clock. Like, I'm going home.
You know, the one thing that I think building this place that I've realized is the contracting world is wild.
Oh, dude,
it's wild, man. I don't get it, but it's wild.
The one thing that's very difficult, and, you know, when you're dealing with clients, and I still deal with clients a lot, but as I deal with them less and less, and I watch other people doing it in between me, kind of, like, it gives me a different perspective. And the one thing that I picked up this year is, like, I will absolutely never say to a customer, like, I will never blame somebody else. I'll never make an excuse. I'll never do this. We had a difficult meeting last week. It wasn't really difficult, but it was, you know, we were talking about money with customers and things, and we had a difficult year with Corona. We had all these excuses, and we're just, you know, hearing what their frustrations were, where we could improve, which, you know, is good for us. Yeah. And then at the very end of it, she's like, well, you know, you guys did have a hard year. And I was like, I didn't want to be the one to say that. But you do not know, you don't know the half of it. We had people, just everything that went on.
They don't show up. They show up late. They're not prepared. They have to go get. You dealt with it, dude. You were like, where are these HVAC guys at?
So when we get the results we get, the only people that appreciate how hard we work in construction in the contracting world are other contractors. Because they are the only other people that have built before that understand how, like,
Well, I don't
ridiculous
understand
all
how people get off for July 4th weekend. I don't understand that. That was brutal that weekend for me in here because it was a lot of stuff, and I had a deadline I had to get to, and then I'm like, we had actually 2 holidays. We had Labor Day, I think, and then we had July 4th, and I'm like standing here, and I'm like, and then on top of that, you got people like on Friday they leave at like 4:00, and then they go to happy hour at 5:00, and I'm like, hang on a second, what are you?
Most
doing?
contractors that's every day.
Yeah,
4:00, dude. I was like, Fridays is like, so you lose guys at 2:30.
Yeah,
I'm like 4:00. You're lucky you got them here till 4.
I know it's a wild, like for me it's a wild thing. I don't get it. Like I said before, and I still never.
Most of those guys are employees,
Yeah.
and they're just employees.
Yeah, they don't care.
Well,
They just don't care.
Yeah, but you also have guys that own their own businesses that should just be employees.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
so
true.
you're relying on someone who owns a business, and you're like, oh, you own a business, you're gonna deliver for me because same page, like same mentality, and they just behave like an employee. They're like, oh, no, me and the guys are leaving. Well, you and the guys are leaving. Like,
Yeah.
we have an agreement here. We have an understanding this is getting done.
The only nice part is that I kind of kicked him pretty hard in the old ass to get it done, and every day I'd beat him to work, and I'd go work at Bluebell, and then I'd come back to like just kind of babysit him. And I wasn't even babysitting him. I was just like, dude, I was like, let's go. Like, I don't give a shit what happens. I'll pay you more money. We got to get this done by a certain time. And now looking back on it, I did a lot of the work, but like the little things, like everyone will be in my next one. I have one on the main line and one in Jersey, and it's just going to duplicate what we do. And everyone's got the deal now.
Well,
So.
I think this guy's waiting to get a lesson from you.
Yeah, he's missing his putts to the right because his face is stupid open. And
You think that comes from his low forearm on the right-hand side?
No, it's his what he does in the backstroke. Watch his backstroke here.
I like his haircut.
Yeah, he just got his haircut and he shaved.
He just gave you the look like he needs your help.
Yeah,
Did he know
watch.
you were coming?
Yeah. Now he tried to hook it, and that's why we get those 2 things right there are his start line, and for 15 footers you got to make sure that the start line is very important.
So basically, we're sitting on a green, and
There you go, Joey.
we're
Clap it up for Joey.
above us here are kind of like these little computer, like these little projector alien-looking things.
Yeah,
showing
nice
the
putt
line
again,
this
Joey.
rack.
Nice job, Joey.
And those projector things are putting down on,
Yeah,
or projecting down onto the ground.
you see
Explain
that
it, Justin.
you see that iPad over there in the control center?
Yeah.
So I can control all those putts. We can change them anytime you want. It goes from 5% slope to 1% slope.
So the goal for him, what's being projected on the ground right now, is what
To match speed to
path.
line.
Yeah.
Speed to line.
Yep, exactly. So the ball needs to roll on that line to go in the hole.
But he's also got the straight line. He's got the aim line on. So
Yeah.
it's where you, like if you look at this one and diverges, that's where at that speed where that
Good
putt's
putt,
going to
Joey.
diverge, where that
Now
putt's
you
going to
got it.
break.
So that's
Right.
updating for his putt.
No,
No.
any putt.
Yeah, any putt,
Any
yeah.
putt. Yeah, I can change any putt or the speed on the putt, right? So speed, putting is all about speed.
And
so-
now when he comes in here, does he need somebody else's help to set this up?
No, he doesn't. But I also have to watch him, make sure he practices correctly. That's the biggest thing in my model that people don't understand. You can get
It's
a
you.
lesson. Yeah, well, no, you can just get a lesson from anybody. But if you don't practice correctly, doesn't matter.
You're replicating bad habits.
Right?
Yeah.
If I come to you and go, hey, Andrew, show me how to build a table, and you go, okay, this is how you build it, but then you don't watch me build it, and I mess up in it, how do I know like that the lesson actually worked? So then if you stop me and go, hey, no, remember this, and you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Then all of a sudden that little moment in that time gave it way more validity than the actual lesson.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Normal hour lesson, you can squeeze into 10, 15 minutes of good
Easy.
instruction
Yeah.
and then just watch.
Like one right now, Christina's my next one, and she's hitting it so good right now. But I'm watching launch. She just gave the fist pump.
Yeah, she did tiger
She
pump.
did the fist pump. She'll look over here. Usually they look back. So we're looking at launch angle and ball speed for her, and then side spin and where she's missing it. She just missed that 5 yards off line, but
So she'll look back at it to see if you saw it.
usually. But the nice part is in this system, I can go into her shots and watch all the shots that she hit.
Because
you can see
they log in under their name.
Yeah, so you can see there's 3 lines on the left there.
Yeah.
So the far one to the left was 12 yards offline. That one was 5 yards offline. You can see how high that is.
Yeah.
So her launch was a little higher, and her numbers were so much better on that shot than the other one. When you go to a typical driving range, you don't get that. So it's just like you just hit balls, and you don't know
You try to
why.
feel it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
All right.
it's important.
I guess we're gonna send it out now.
Send it out.
Let's send it out. Dude, do you want to play the Bobby Bachman thing? Can you play that for us?
Get it.
Dude, so this is our second caller into the show.
Love it.
And we're gonna play it because Justin just so happens to know.
You know Bobby.
Our board.
Hey, I don't know how you run a business and you don't have your name on your voicemail. Such a millennial. Did you ask Lance Bachman how often he gets, do you know Bobby Bachman? Are you related to him? Because I get it like once a week. And I'm like, no. He's got 2 N's at the end of his name, and I have 1. I'll call you back after the settlement.
Bobby.
Yeah, I forgot, dude. We had Lance Bachman on the thing. So Bobby, everybody's asking Bobby if they're related.
He's like, no.
No, I'm not related.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, dude, this is awesome, man.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, it's cool.
dude, congrats.
Thanks, bro. Thanks
I
for
gotta
coming
grab,
out.
I gotta grab some
Appreciate
gear
it.
from you eventually
Yeah.
when I'm not such a poser in the golf game. I guess.
Yeah. We can get you going. You can be
Dude,
part of the squad.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, Johnny.
Thanks for having us out.
Yeah, Johnny. You boys are always welcome.